Or...
First question should be, what did you do with Jeff? Where's Jeff?
All right, Gary, so I'm new to this beat. So can you tell me a little bit why you are qualified for your role in this vertical of law enforcement?
Sure. Along with being a former police officer myself, I'm an instructor for the Below 100 program, which is a training program with all volunteer instructors who work towards a goal of reducing annual officer fatalities to fewer than 100. And we teach 5 simple things. Wear your seatbelt, wear your vest, both body armor and reflective vest, watch your speed, pay attention to what's important now, and remember the complacency kills. We're more than anything trying to reduce officer fatalities from vehicular incidents, which is the leading cause of death for police officers in this country. And along with that, I've unfortunately lost my brother and a cousin, who are both police officers, to law enforcement on-duty crashes. So it's a very personal thing for me.
Wow. So I'm sorry to hear that. So how does data help improve this? Why is it the most important resource for law enforcement?
Well, we have a saying that better data means better safety. Most preventable accidents can probably be predicted by driving behavior that takes place years, months prior to that crash. By identifying unsafe driving behaviors, police departments have the opportunity to intervene proactively and positively as an early warning system, if you will, identifying those patterns of behavior that can lead to a tragedy if they're not corrected. So they can positively coach their officers on safer driving using specific hard data. It's not subjective, or it's not subjective or anecdotal, but actual hard data. And that save lives.
Are there any privacy issues with that, the kind of data that's collected?
No, there really aren't. They're driving city or county or state-owned vehicles. The data is not publicly available, but it's shared between a supervisor and an officer.
Got it. So, safety, especially when it comes to the Internet of Things, it's kind of, it's a little bit scary. And I'm just, what if one day somebody somehow hacks into the system and, can access police cars or fire trucks? How would you guys handle that then?
Well, that's certainly a legitimate concern, and it's something we address every day. We have a number of data protection safeguards in place. We actively use people to try and hack into our systems proactively, but nothing's out of the question. It's something we safeguard against every day. Though quite candidly, there are easier ways to identify where police vehicles are located using technology. I obviously won't share those, but there are far greater risks.
Got it. So wait, this is something that's not only going to happen, but it has happened?
There have been hacking into vehicle systems in a controlled laboratory type environment. I'm not aware of any actual hostile hacks into any law enforcement systems dealing with vehicle location or vehicle data.
Well, I know it seems like, within the news, it's a tough time to be a cop.
It is.
How are you and your former coworkers handling the increased scrutiny right now?
Well, in terms of what we're doing, we're trying to help agencies deal with problems before they become real problems. Identify things early and correct the behavior, correct the situation before it becomes an actual problem where there's a collision or a complaint. In terms of what departments are doing, every chief, every sheriff has his or her own mission on how to best achieve that. And there's a lot of things in place. Accountability is a big deal today. This is one tool that can help in that accountability arena.
How does Verizon Telematics improve what you do now? Will they improve it, or is it just a larger?
No, I think it's absolutely an opportunity to get even better than we already are. We have some great positioning as Ford's official telematics provider. We have access to a lot of essentially proprietary data from Ford on how the vehicle is being driven and its health. The Verizon relationship really expands our ability to do advanced research and technology. It expands our reach in terms of making it easier for cities and counties to purchase from us through existing agreements that Verizon has. And it extends our reach. We have gone from being a relatively small company of some 600 people to a very large company. So we have a greatly extended sales force now. I think this is a great opportunity. Sometimes when companies combine, it's additive. In this case, it's multiplicative. We are much greater than some of our parts. I'm really excited about it.
So I understand that safety is one of the main focuses of what you do.
Absolutely.
But how is the data used in other ways? Maybe in other, not in such negative ways. Maybe in a different, more positive direction.
Well, first, I'd like to say safety is really positive. We're working to save police officers' lives, save the lives of citizens they share the highways with, and I think that's a really positive thing. And we're being used in a positive way to coach officers about driving habits so they don't become problems. But other ways that data is being used, let me give you two examples. One's vehicle health and maintenance. Departments can do a much better, more efficient, and cost-effective job of maintaining their vehicles in terms of oil changes. They know when there's low tire pressure, fluid levels, if a diagnostic trouble code is generated by the car, that information gets sent to the shop immediately, and they can determine if it's a minor fault that can be dealt with in the next oil change, or if the car needs to come in the day before it has a catastrophic failure. Huge cost savings there. One of our customers believes they can pay for the cost of the system just by reducing idle time on their vehicles by 1.4 hours per shift. That's incredible, not to mention the cost savings by reducing crashes. And there's also operational uses. The Los Angeles Police Department formerly targeted areas for intense patrol based on where crimes were happening yesterday. And that's actually more advanced than a lot of agencies are doing. But now what they're doing with us is they're feeding crime data from their crime analysis system in real time. We are dynamically drawing polygons on a map where that crime's taking place, geofencing it's called, and they're deploying officers in there in real time. They've seen a 20% reduction in crime in those targeted areas through this technology. It's pretty phenomenal.
That is really exciting. You know, I kind of got to run, so is there anything else that I missed?
I don't think you missed anything, but for us, the main mission is safety. We're making an inherently dangerous profession demonstrably safer by dealing with the #1 killer of police officers in this country.
Well, thank you. This was very informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job, Jerry.